Galactic Standard Date. Year 11356. Day 96. Sol Standard Date. 4th of the 8th, 3267. The Bessemer was nearing the moon when the ship's tactical map began pinging several Azarian sources. They were all heading to the location of their warp tunnel. Semenov clicked his tongue. They've got a smart one. The absence of anything is a bit suspicious. Much better than being found out for sure, though. Let's slip past the group heading away. We should focus on killing the priest. Anya zoomed in on the image of the moon and began looking it over for the Azarian. After a minute or so of searching, she zoomed out and turned to Semenov. Captain, it has to be on the other side. Such a large creature wouldn't be able to hide away on the surface of the moon that I can see from this angle. If we are unable to find it on the other side, I propose a full regional scan. We will have to decloak, but that would only last for a few minutes. Semenov cupped his chin and leaned forward as he stared at the image of the moon. Yeah, that might end up being our only option. I would hate to be forced to expose ourselves, but every minute we waste is another town or city being swallowed up down there. The Bessemer crested the horizon of the moon, and they slowed down to drift around it and remain as undetectable as possible. As they got a better view of the moon, it became apparent that they weren't going to be seeing shit. Semenov pinched the bridge of his nose. Right, the dark side of the moon. Let's go for a low pass. Anyone as large as an Azarian priest will make a visible backdrop if we are low enough for his body to block out the stars. The Bessemer slowly descended closer to the moon, eventually getting within a half-mile of the surface. Craters lined the surface of the planet. Some of the craters were so deep that it seemed like they had created small mountain ranges. They flew from horizon to horizon a dozen times and couldn't find a single tentacle. Semenov sighed. All right, let's do one more pass and we will call it quits. It's been 15 minutes already. People are dying. We are going to have to expose ourselves, he said, as they began to make their final pass. Nagant watched carefully from the crater he had hidden away in. I know there is something out there. I can feel it. That warp tunnel was bringing something here for sure, if I find it before it finds me. As he lay in wait, a long black ship flew overhead. It flew by so quickly and quietly that Nagant couldn't react in time, but he had seen it for sure. Nagant's face split in a smile, revealing the shredding spines that he had for teeth. Food. My prey has finally been revealed. Nagant connected a mind bridge to Yugaditha. Cease your investigation, the prey is here. Pinch them in with me, so there is no escape. Yugaditha bellowed out. As your command, Priest Nagant. Semenov had a nagging feeling that he was being watched for the last few minutes, but he couldn't find the source of the feeling. He was nearly done with the last pass. He just needed to do another flyby over the canyon and a few craters. Semenov reached out towards the control board and began charging the main cannon. Got a bad feeling, Anya. I feel like I'm being watched. A few of the bridge crew turned around and nodded their heads silently, and Anya had a worried look on her face. Yeah, me too. That must mean the priest is actually here, and it knows that we are too. Semenov frowned, and his eye twitched a little before he slammed his fist into the arm of his chair. Ha! Fuck it! Let it try to kill us! We've got a big fucking gun! He said, as he took another swig of his samagon. Drink up, boys and girls. We're going to kill this tentacle piece of shit while pissed drunk, and we're going to look fucking good doing it. The crew all chuckled, and the clinking of glasses could be heard. Anya looked out across the crew and her captain, and all she saw were hard faces. The faces of those resigned to death. She shivered, before clenching her fists and hardening her own resolve. Yes, Captain. The Bessemer was flying over one of the first craters they'd passed when alarms started blaring. Semenov hit the thrusters to the max as the image was put on screen. A blade of pale green fire had hit the interface bubble and fizzled out a little before scoring a deep gouge in the outer hull armor plating. He took the ship up and away from the moon before whipping the ship around for a shot at the priest that had attacked him. He noticed that there was a net of Azarians coming from all sides of the moon. He quickly snapped his attention back to the crater that the priest had attacked from, and sent a 5-ton slug screaming towards the crater at .9 C. He watched as a fiery shield cropped up in front of the crater, and he slammed his fist down. Blocked that! It fucking blocked it! Fuck! Charge another shot! We need to move! He yelled, as he slammed the throttle and angled out of the net, towards the planet. Nagant drawled as he sent a veil blade into the bottom of the ship, waiting for the sweet snacks to get sucked into space. He watched as his blade wavered and reduced in size and speed as soon as it neared the ship. A low growl escaped his throat as he watched the Allfather's majestic and powerful skills get turned away by a filthy human craft. The ship gunned it, and gained some distance before turning towards him. Nagan let loose the energies of the Veil, and floored them into a wall just in time as a rock flew into it, at speeds that might have threatened his life. The shield was quickly formed without using a chance, so the efficacy was weak. The slug passed through, but it was sent off course just slightly. It tore through his side, cutting through a few dozen tentacles. Nagan shook with rage as he bellowed out, "You filthy and vile creatures dare! You have dirtied the Allfather's majesty not once but twice! I will erase you from existence!" Semenov deactivated the cloak and sent out a scan in all directions. The tactical map began to light up slowly as the pulse scattered around. Azarians had started to come out from the planet. He turned the ship back towards the moon, where he saw a decent chunk of Azarians cresting over the horizon. "Let's see how they like a drone swarm, eh?" he said, as he highlighted all of the drone bases across the ship. "A few of the antimatter drones, and all 3,000 of the fission drones. Set them to fly out as soon as I fire the main gun, but the Azarians will be surprised." The drone bays opened up, and he lined up the main cannon with the largest grouping of Azarians. The slug rocketed out, quickly followed by the drones. The smaller Azarians didn't have enough time to dodge the attack, nor did Nagan care about saving a group of the lessers. The slug either grazed or went straight through a few matures and a few dozen of the babies. Semenov watched as the red dots winked off the tactical map and he grinned. "Kiltacular! Collateral! Ha!